Welcome back, my fellow thrill seekers, to another spine-tingling installment of Horror Haunt. I'm your host, JJ, and today, I'm delving deep into the chilling story that will leave you questioning the very boundaries of reality. Strap in, because we're about to unravel the mysterious events surrounding a babysitting night that took an unexpected turn into the realm of the unknown. Babysitting isn't supposed to be a walk in the park, but when it involves an imaginative 12-year-old named Ethan, you can expect the unexpected. This is a tale of a quiet, curious child whose world of wonder and imagination turned into a haunting journey for one unsuspecting babysitter. So grab your popcorn, turn down the lights, and get ready to be drawn into the enigmatic narrative of Whispers of the Imagination. Imagine stepping into a home where mystery hangs in the air like an unspoken secret. A place adorned with toys that seem to come alive under the moon's eerie glow. The stage is set, the characters are in place, and the story is about to unfold. As we enter the realm of young Ethan's imagination, remember, not everything is as it seems. Our babysitter, who was expecting an evening of entertaining stories and imaginative play, found herself plunged into a world where reality and fantasy collide. A closet bursting with toys became a portal to the unknown, and a simple investigation led her down a path she could never have anticipated. As the night deepened, so did the mystery. A faint sound, almost ghostly, beckoned from within the closet, a siren call to unravel the enigma that lay hidden in the darkness. What could be causing the toys to stir and whisper in the silence of the night? Our babysitter, driven by curiosity, ventured into the heart of the mystery, only to be met with an empty space that defied logic. But that was only the beginning. The closet's secrets revealed themselves in chilling waves, sending shivers down our babysitter's spine. The toys seemed to come to life, bathed in an eerie glow, while Ethan lay asleep in his bed, oblivious to the events unfolding around him. The lines between reality and illusion blurred, and the stage was set for a night of terror that defied explanation. Locked doors and sleepless nights followed, as our babysitter struggled to comprehend the inexplicable occurrences that seemed to defy all reason. The haunting sounds of the toys, the flickering light, and the unsettling feeling that something otherworldly was lurking just beyond the edge of perception, all of it coalesced into a nightmarish experience that would leave anyone questioning their sanity. As the morning light filtered through, our babysitter left the house, haunted by memories that refused to fade. The tale of that fateful night serves as a chilling reminder that some mysteries are better left untouched, some doors better left unopened. In the end, the boundary between reality and imagination proves to be more fragile than we could ever have imagined. So, dear viewers, prepare yourselves for a journey into the realm of the unknown, a world where toys whisper secrets and the line between reality and illusion becomes razor thin. Brace yourselves for Whispers of the Imagination, a haunting tale, as we explore the depths of a mystery that challenges the very fabric of our understanding. And remember, in the shadows, the imagination takes on a life of its own. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay. At the tender age of 5, I found myself caught in the aftermath of my parents' separation. My mother had settled into a modest 2-bedroom apartment, and although I had a room of my own, I often sought comfort in sleeping beside her. Our bedrooms stood opposite each other at the end of a dimly lit hallway, on the apartment's ground floor. The sweltering summer air seeped in through the open window behind my mother's bed, casting an eerie glow over our restless nights. One fateful night, I awoke in a daze, my senses sharpening as I sat up in bed. A peculiar sight greeted my eyes. Our usually faithful cat perched in the doorway of my mother's room, peering into mine. The door stood ajar, granting a glimpse of my slumbering domain. It struck me as odd, for our feline companion rarely ventured far from our protected embrace. As I watched intently, the cat cautiously tiptoed into my room, emitting a soft, questioning meow. Startled, I turned towards my mother, my small voice urgently awakening her from her sleep. Within mere seconds, we both redirected our attention to the doorframe, our hearts skipping a beat. There, standing by my open door, was a figure, a man stealthily making his way out of my bedroom. Panic seized us, but my mother's instincts kicked into overdrive. In an astonishing display of courage and strength, she scooped me up and hurled me through the window screen. Without hesitation, she followed suit, and together we cried out for help, the urgency reaching the ears of a concerned neighbor who promptly dialed 911. The arrival of the police brought a temporary solace, but their investigation uncovered no signs of forced entry. Puzzlingly, they discovered that our front door, believed to have been locked securely with a deadbolt and chain, was inexplicably unlocked. The unsettling truth emerged: the intruder must have departed through that very entrance, leaving behind a chilling sense of violation. Days turned into a week, and while the incident lingered in our minds, life pushed forward. It was during a routine cleaning session in the kitchen that my mother stumbled upon an unexpected trove of evidence. Nestled within the water heater closet lay a forgotten notebook, filled with cryptic names and eerie drawings. Accompanying it were a pair of gloves, tinged with a sense of malevolence, and crumpled gum wrappers, a silent reminder of a trespasser's presence. The police were summoned once more, but their efforts remained speculative. It appeared that the intruder had lurked within the confines of our sanctuary, biding their time until we succumbed to slumber. The apartment held its secrets, concealing the unsolved mystery that had invaded our lives. Life continued its course, and I found myself facing another chilling encounter within the confines of our basement. Engrossed in my laundry duties, a sudden darkness shrouded the room as a light bulb fizzled out. Fear gripped my heart, for the basement was divided by a wall separating the laundry area from the rest of the dimly lit expanse. To ascend the stairs, I had to venture through the ominous shadows. With trepidation coursing through my veins, I pressed on, determined to complete my task. Step by cautious step, I traversed the abyss, my senses on high alert. Then, piercing the silence, an otherworldly cackle erupted behind me. It echoed with a blend of the macabre and the aged, as if a witch, her voice tarnished by decades of smoking, had come to life. The bone. Chilling sound reverberated through the air, shaking me to my very core. Fear transformed into instinct, and without a moment's hesitation, I sprinted towards the sanctuary of the stairs. My pulse raced, and my breath came in frantic gasps as I bounded up the steps, desperate to leave the darkness behind. It was only when my father returned home, the weight of his presence providing a sense of security, that I dared to venture back into the basement. Changing the bulb under his watchful gaze, I silently vowed to keep the haunting cackle to myself, a secret harbored within the walls of our home. To this day, the memory of that haunting night remains etched in my mind, a reminder of the unseen terrors that can infiltrate our lives. The apartment became a fortress of both resilience and fear, where shadows danced in the corners and whispered secrets hid within its depths. Our journey continued, scarred but unbroken, as we navigated the uncertain path that lay ahead, forever watchful for the darkness that lurked within the shadows. The night was cloaked in an eerie silence as I embarked on yet another night shift at my local Wall Bombs, the once bustling 24-hour store now draped in shadows. My responsibilities ranged from serving the occasional late-night customer to restocking the shelves. However, this night would shatter the mundanely and introduce me to an unsettling stranger who would forever leave a mark on my memory. The deserted store was my domain as I navigated the dimly lit aisles. With less than a handful of customers expected during my shift, the solitude was both a blessing and a curse. My task at hand was stocking the cereal aisle, a mundane chore that brought little excitement. In the midst of arranging boxes, an odd sound echoed from the adjacent aisle, interrupting the eerie silence. A subtle thud followed by the clattering of merchandise grabbed my attention, making me tense. The door sliding open was typically a jarring noise, so when I heard it, my heart raced as I realized someone might be in the store. Glancing toward my left, I was met with a man's blank stare, sending chills down my spine. His appearance was peculiar, not ugly but offbeat, reminiscent of a caricature. Summoning my customer service facade, I greeted him and inquired about his needs. His request for directions to the eggs seemed innocuous enough. Yet, his odd facial structure and demeanor unsettled me. His upper lip protruded oddly, almost like a cartoon character. There was something unnerving about the way he stared, seemingly trying to pierce through my thoughts. After a hurried interaction, I returned to my task, aiming to expedite my responsibilities. As I maneuvered the U-boat cart toward the storage room, I was abruptly confronted by the same man. His intrusion into my personal space was discomforting, and the conversation shifted from casual to invasive. His questions delved into my personal life, probing my age, education, and relationships. My gut twisted as his queries grew increasingly inappropriate, crossing into my romantic preferences. The line between concern and dread blurred as he questioned my experiences, casting an eerie shadow over the encounter. I briskly retreated, my heart pounding, and sought refuge in the store's storage room, hoping to escape his unnerving presence. With my heart racing, I strategized to wait for his departure near the register. Yet, minutes stretched into what felt like hours, and he never arrived to complete his purchase. My anxiety escalated as the minutes ticked by, and a creeping sensation settled in. Had he slipped away with stolen goods, or was he still lurking somewhere in the store? Determined to confront the situation head-on, I headed for the employee bathroom, a sense of urgency surging through me. However, my hope was shattered as I heard the bathroom door creak open moments after I entered. Panic gripped me as I realized I was not alone. Staring at the floor, I braced myself for what was to come. As I looked up, a haunting sight awaited me, an eye peering through the narrow crack of the stall door. Dread consumed me as I struggled to contain my fear. The encounter felt like a sinister game of cat and mouse, each moment intensifying my terror. Trapped in that suffocating space, I knew I had to act swiftly. Suppressing my panic, I reached for the box cutter concealed in my pocket. Gritting my teeth, I slid it through the door's crack, forcing the stranger to withdraw his gaze. I seized the moment, thrusting the stall door open and sprinting out of the bathroom. With adrenaline coursing through my veins, I fled the store, seeking refuge from the intruder's unsettling presence. Once outside, I frantically contacted my boss, recounting the ordeal with tremors in my voice. He urged me to call the police, a testament to the gravity of the situation. The police arrived, but the stranger had vanished, leaving behind only the chilling echo of his presence. My nights at Wall Bombs were forever tainted by the unsettling encounter. Even after time had passed, I couldn't shake the sensation of being watched or the anxiety that accompanied the night shift. My tale serves as a reminder that darkness can harbor unspeakable horrors, lurking within the ordinary corners of our lives. The night shift, once mundane, became a harrowing battleground where my instincts guided me toward survival. The memory of that night still haunts me, a testament to the inexplicable terrors that can unfold when the clock strikes midnight. In the quiet expanse of a suburban neighborhood, the tranquil routines of everyday life weave a delicate tapestry. For Anna, a resilient single mother of two, the threads of her existence were woven around her son Daniel, aged 15, and her daughter Emma, a spirited 10-year-old. Her journey was marked by the alternating custody arrangement with her ex-husband, John, a pact that dictated their family's rhythm. The shared responsibilities were emblematic of their dedication to their children's well-being. On a seemingly uneventful evening, a chain of events was set in motion that would forever alter their lives. Having returned from a late-night grocery excursion, Anna found herself in the heart of a harrowing ordeal, one that would etch its mark on her very soul. The night had settled in, its embrace shadowing the landscape as a text from Daniel confirmed his night out with friends. The gentle hum of a Friday evening was punctuated by the absence of his presence, leaving Anna and Emma to navigate their time together. Her shopping expedition concluded, Anna returned home, a bounty of groceries a testament to her devotion to her children's comfort. As the clock struck 9, the echoes of normalcy gave way to an eerie silence. The house's expanse enveloped Anna, her thoughts a tapestry of her children's well-being. A single text from Daniel had echoed in her consciousness, confirming his absence from the house for the night. Unbeknownst to her, a breach was imminent, an intrusion that defied the boundaries of security. Upon her return, Anna was greeted by the mundane task of storing away the groceries that were emblematic of a mother's love. Her son's absence was a constant reminder of the gradual transformation of her children into independent beings. It was amidst this routine that the unnerving silence began to gnaw at her, an unsettling stillness that seeped into her awareness. A sound, faint yet unmistakable, emanated from the upper floors, an echo of water cascading, a rhythm that spoke of a shower's embrace. Melissa, her 10-year-old daughter, was the only likely occupant of the bathroom. An odd sense of disquiet beckoned Anna upstairs, the desire to curtail unnecessary waste intertwining with a deeper instinct to check on her child. As the steps carried her upwards, the shower's melody grew more persistent, its duration a harbinger of unease. A sense of urgency impelled her to Melissa's door, a single knock poised between annoyance and concern. The lack of response perplexed Anna, her hand resting against the door's surface. With each unanswered call, Anna's patience waned, her concern heightening her tone. A crescendo of knocks resounded, a symphony of a mother's apprehension. Yet, the silence within the bathroom persisted, an enigma that invited further investigation. An epiphany gripped Anna as she cast her gaze downwards, the faint light from beneath the door revealing a glaring truth, the bathroom's darkness. Panic surged as she grasped the doorknob, only to be met with resistance. Panic clawed at her, the urge to protect her daughter eclipsing all other thoughts. With a determined force, Anna breached the door's defenses, her motherly instinct flaring into a relentless urgency. A world obscured by shadows greeted her, the absence of light yielding a chilling void. A series of actions unfolded, a sequence both surreal and horrifying. Amidst the darkness, the shower's curtain was yanked aside, revealing an inconceivable sight. A woman, aged and withered, lay within the tub's confines, her figure obscured by the cascading water. Anna's shriek pierced the air, a cacophony of terror that held the power to halt time itself. The woman's presence, a juxtaposition of the familiar and the alien, bore a weight of the uncanny. In her form, Anna sensed a malevolence that transcended reason, a stark contrast to the sanctuary she had once known. The shock was visceral, the echoes of her scream resonating within the bathroom's walls. The room bore witness to a haunting encounter, the juxtaposition of the mundane and the supernatural forever etched in Anna's memory. With a feral instinct, she retreated, her cries for her daughter's safety igniting an adrenaline-fueled escape. A mother's strength and determination led them to the refuge of the basement, a sanctuary where they could barricade themselves against the unknown. Clinging to her daughter, Anna wielded her phone like a lifeline, summoning the guardians of safety in their darkest hour. The arrival of the police marked the turning point in their ordeal, the embrace of safety enshrouding them as Anna recounted the nightmarish events. The description she provided of the woman, soaked and seemingly devoid of consciousness, painted a chilling portrait. A woman once trapped within the confines of their home, now dissipated like a phantom in the night. As the chapter closed, the tendrils of terror yielded to a semblance of normalcy. The house, once a sanctuary, now bore the scars of the supernatural. Anna's strength and resilience underscored her determination to protect her family, even when faced with the unknown. In the aftermath, questions remained unanswered, the enigma of the woman's presence a haunting riddle. Yet, Anna's love and unwavering resolve stood as a testament to the power of a mother's protection, a shield that could withstand even the most inexplicable horrors. Amidst the haunting embrace of a relentless snowstorm, a chilling enigma unfolds, unveiling a tale of suspense, treachery, and intrigue. The Sinister Hunt in the Snowstorm thrusts us into a world where shadows dance upon the icy landscape, and every gust of wind carries secrets untold. As the tempest rages on, it reveals not only the footprints of those who dare to venture into the heart of the storm, but also the hidden motives that drive them. In this frigid abyss, where danger lurks beneath the pristine white, the pursuit of truth becomes a harrowing journey, and survival hinges upon deciphering the cryptic clues that nature and man lay before the intrepid souls caught in this sinister hunt. In the days when my friends and I were young, we reveled in the exhilarating thrill of playing manhunt in the midst of a snowstorm. Our laughter would ring out as we darted between trees, our footprints muddling the pristine white canvas of snow. But one fateful winter, as the blizzard howled around us, our innocent game transformed into a nightmarish encounter that still chills me to the bone. As the snow swirled around us, I took cover in a thicket, my heart racing with anticipation. My teammates were out there, experts in the art of evasion, while our pursuers roamed the winter landscape. The world was hushed and eerie, cloaked in a frozen shroud that seemed to amplify every sound. It was during this tense hunt that my friend, Sam, vanished into the white abyss. All that remained were peculiar tracks in the snow, twisted and contorted like the markings of some enigmatic creature. Driven by equal parts curiosity and concern, I followed those cryptic tracks, each step sinking me further into a haunting mystery. The tracks led me to a dilapidated house, its windows shattered and its facade cloaked in shadows. A sense of dread gripped me, as though the very air around the place was charged with malevolence. As I peered into the darkness within, a gnawing realization struck me. Dan, another member of our group, could have been drawn into this ominous place. Fear gripping my heart, I retreated from the abyssal house and raced back to my friend's home, desperate for their aid. My words stumbled forth as I recounted my discovery, the urgency in my voice prompting immediate action. We dialed the police, our breath hitching in the frigid air as we awaited their arrival. With blue and red lights cutting through the storm, the police descended upon our snow-covered neighborhood, their sirens wailing in stark contrast to the silence that had previously held sway. Yet, it was my friend's father who emerged as our unlikely hero. Armed with a gun and determination etched into his features, he bravely entered the enigmatic house. Inside, the darkness seemed to constrict around him like a vice. Every creak and whisper was magnified in the stillness, and an overwhelming sense of dread permeated the air. Time crawled by in torturous seconds as we waited, the weight of dread tightening its grip on our hearts. Finally, a figure emerged from the shadows, Dan in his arms, battered and unconscious. The room's atmosphere reeked of malevolence and terror, and we understood that something sinister had transpired within those walls. The stranger responsible for Dan's injuries had slipped away like a shadow, leaving behind only the haunting echoes of his presence. The aftermath of that night forever imprinted upon us the unsettling truth that danger can lurk within the most innocent of activities. The snowstorm, which had once been a backdrop for our carefree games, had transformed into a chilling stage for a sinister encounter. And as we grew older, we couldn't shake the feeling that the storm had been a harbinger of the darkness that could take hold even in the most innocuous of moments. In the years that followed, the memory of that winter night lingered like a ghost, casting a shadow over our friendship. Sam, though eventually found safe, was never the same. The experience had etched a haunted look in his eyes, a silent testimony to the horrors he had witnessed amidst the snow-covered landscape. Our once joyful gatherings took on a somber tone as the innocence of our youth collided with the harsh reality of the world beyond our games. As we grew older, we often found ourselves drawn back to that eerie house, now abandoned and steeped in legends of its own. Some claimed it was haunted by the spirits of those who had fallen victim to its malevolence. Others whispered of a dark figure that still roamed the shadows, its presence palpable even in broad daylight. The Sinister Hunt and the Snowstorm became a cautionary tale we shared with newcomers, a reminder that the beauty of a winter landscape could mask dangers that lay beneath the surface. We were no longer the carefree children reveling in the joy of the hunt. Instead, we were marked by the knowledge that darkness could take root in the most unexpected corners of our lives. And so, with each passing winter, as the snow fell and the world transformed into a glistening wonderland, we couldn't help but remember the night when our innocent game turned into a sinister dance with the unknown. The chilling enigma of that winter still echoes in our minds, a reminder that even amidst the haunting embrace of a snowstorm, secrets, treachery, and intrigue can flourish, forever changing the landscape of our lives. It was a day filled with excitement as my friend came to pick me up from my house. We were in a rush, running late for a hockey game in the city. Throughout the car ride, we were engrossed in laughter and conversation, oblivious to the fact that I had left my phone behind. It wasn't until later that I realized its absence. Frantically, I searched the car seat and the floor, hoping to find my phone. But it was nowhere to be seen. I convinced myself that I must have forgotten it at home, likely during the chaos of preparing for the hockey game. The worry gnawed at me, fearing that I might have dropped it somewhere along the way. Borrowing my friend's phone, I hurried to the nearest bathroom. Dialing my own number, I anxiously awaited someone at my house to pick up. After 3 rings, someone finally answered, but they remained eerily silent on the other end. Desperately, I shouted into the phone, explaining that I was just checking if I had left my phone at home. No response. Assuming it was my mischievous little brother playing a prank, I hung up. Late that night, I arrived home to find my parents absent. Concerned, I called them to inquire about their whereabouts. They informed me that they had gone out for dinner and to attend a concert at the park with my little brother. They had left soon after I had departed for the game and expected to be home within half an hour. Perplexed, I ended the call and resumed my search for my missing phone. Suddenly, it dawned on me, how could a family member have picked up my phone when they hadn't been home? A wave of unease washed over me, causing a knot to form in my stomach. It was at that very moment that I heard the distinct sound of the back door to my house opening and closing. Without hesitation, I bolted out of the front door, seeking refuge at the neighbor's house. Trembling, I dialed the emergency number and informed the police of the situation. As it turned out, the back door had been left unlocked, allowing an intruder to casually walk into our home. Miraculously, nothing had been stolen, but the chilling realization hit me, the thought that we could have unknowingly fallen asleep with a stranger inside our house. In the days that followed, our family implemented stricter security measures, ensuring that our home remained safe. The incident served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability we face and the importance of vigilance in protecting our personal space. The memory of that unsettling night lingered, forever etching in our minds the unnerving encounter with the mysterious intruder. I live in a picturesque area known as the Poconos, where my family and I have made our home. Our house sits just a stone's throw away from a small, serene lake that has become a favorite spot for my children and me. The clear blue waters beckon us on sunny days, and it has been a joyous experience to take my kids down to the lake for swimming and relaxation. However, everything changed last week, and now I harbor an unshakable fear that prevents me from allowing my children near that once beloved place. It was a tranquil Saturday when my family and I decided to make our way over to the lake. The warm sand embraced our feet as we set up our chairs, creating our own little private beach right in our backyard. It had become a haven of happiness for us, where we could bask in the sunlight and watch the ripples of water dance. Laughing and splashing, my kids reveled in the shallows, their innocence shining through their youthful faces. I reminded them to stay close to the shore, cautious of the depths that awaited them. As the hours slipped away, my wife and I enjoyed each other's company from the comfort of our beach chairs. We soaked in the golden rays and marveled at the beauty of nature surrounding us. Eventually, my wife grew tired and decided to make her way back home, leaving me alone with the children for a little while longer. They seemed to be having the time of their lives, engrossed in building sandcastles and frolicking in the water. The sun began its descent, painting the sky with vibrant hues of orange and pink, casting a serene glow over the lake. Growing weary and concerned about the kids venturing too far into the water, I called out to them, urging them to come closer to the shore. To my dismay, my voice was lost amidst the sounds of their laughter and the lapping waves. Determined to ensure their safety, I rose from my chair and approached the water's edge, ready to call out to them once again. It was then that I caught sight of something unusual in the water. There, floating amidst the gentle ripples, was a peculiar black object, its round shape undulating closer to where my children played. Panic surged through my veins as I sprinted into the water, my heart pounding in my chest. I shouted for my children to come out, desperation lacing my voice. When they finally reached me, their expressions twisted in confusion, I hastily dragged them to safety. Turning my attention back to the water, I was greeted with an empty expanse. The black object had vanished without a trace. My kids bombarded me with questions, their innocent minds struggling to comprehend what had just transpired. Overwhelmed and unable to find the right words, I simply told them it was time to return home. With a heavy heart, we packed up our belongings and began the solemn walk back to our house. Arriving home, I found it difficult to shake the unease that gripped me. The image of that enigmatic object haunted my thoughts, and the fear of the unknown consumed me. As we gathered around the dinner table, my appetite waned, each bite accompanied by contemplation of the events at the lake. My wife, ever perceptive, sensed my unease and probed gently, asking me what was wrong. Choosing not to burden her with my troubling encounter just yet, I feigned tiredness and reassured her that everything was fine. After dinner, darkness cloaked the land, shrouding it in an impenetrable veil. However, my restless mind could not let go of the events that transpired. Resolving to confront my fear head-on, I grabbed a flashlight and embarked on a solitary journey back to the lake. The moonlight offered meager guidance as I treaded cautiously towards the water's edge. Doubt lingered in my mind as I questioned the wisdom of my decision. With flashlight in hand, I methodically swept its beam across the lake's surface, desperately searching for any remnants of the ominous black object. Suddenly, a deafening splash pierced the silence, reverberating through the night. My heart skipped a beat as my gaze darted in the direction of the sound. Perhaps it was merely an animal, I tried to reassure myself. Eager to dispel the mounting tension, I trained the flashlight on the area of the disturbance, longing for an explanation. What I saw shattered any semblance of rationality I clung to. Emerging from the darkness, a silhouette materialized before me, a humanoid figure with long, obsidian hair obscuring its entire face. It stood motionless, its gaze seemingly fixed on an unseen point in the distance. A wave of terror crashed over me, causing my grip on the flashlight to loosen. It plummeted from my grasp, illuminating the surrounding area for an instant before extinguishing with a dull thud. Panic engulfed me, and I sprinted back to my house, propelled by sheer terror. Upon reaching the safety of my home, I slammed the door shut, my breaths ragged and uneven. The encounter I had witnessed remained locked within the depths of my soul, tormenting me with its haunting presence. Consumed by fear and uncertainty, I chose to keep this nightmarish secret buried within me, convinced that sharing it would only elicit incredulity and judgment. Yet, the weight of the unknown gnawed at my sanity. Each passing night was plagued by the nagging suspicion that the lake, mere steps away from my home, concealed an ominous entity lurking beneath its serene surface. The notion that it might be watching me, its gaze fixated on my every move, invaded my thoughts as I sat alone, penning this account of the horrors I had witnessed. As I conclude this narrative, I am gripped by a sense of helplessness. The lake, once a source of joy and tranquility, has transformed into a sinister enigma. The truth remains shrouded in darkness, and I am left to ponder whether I will ever uncover the nature of that mysterious being. Perhaps, as I sit here, I am not alone, and those haunting eyes continue to peer through my window, their intentions forever veiled in secrecy. Dare to delve into the depths of darkness and embark on a journey into the realm of spine-chilling tales. I am JJ, your guide through the enigmatic corridors of fear and fascination. In this haunted realm, we unearth the most haunting narratives that linger on the fringes of reality, stories that will send shivers down your spine and grip your imagination. Join me on this immersive exploration of the macabre, where each story unravels the threads of the inexplicable and beckons you to confront the shadows that lurk within. Subscribe, brace yourself, and immerse your senses in the chilling tales that await in the corridors of horror haunt by JJ. Are you ready to face the fear? Prepare to be captivated by the unexplained as we explore the eerie corridors of the mind, where reality blurs with the supernatural. In Nocturnal Terror, a night of intrusion, witness the heart-pounding moments when the mundane transforms into the malevolent and the unseen creeps ever closer. Back when I was 15, a chilling ordeal unfolded, forever etching a tale of fear into my memory. The events transpired with my closest confidant, Ethan, when he invited me to spend the night while his parents embarked on a weekend getaway. The night commenced with my bike safely stowed in Ethan's backyard. Stealthily entering through the back door, we delved into a marathon of video games, spanning from FIFA to Call of Duty, amidst scattered popcorn and an assortment of junk food strewn across the floor. As the hours ebbed, our engagement transitioned from gaming to an unfinished movie, eventually devolving into prank calls as the clock neared 10 o'clock. Giggles erupted as we made playful calls to assorted pizza joints, relishing in the transient thrills of teenage antics. When my turn to make a prank call arrived, I dialed a random number with palpable anticipation. A deep, gravelly voice greeted me with a curt yeah, replacing the anticipated hello. Amused by the absurdity of the situation, I struggled to suppress my laughter. My inexperience with prank calls was glaringly evident, and the ensuing awkwardness prompted fits of amusement, while my friend Ethan's laughter echoed in the background. The recipient of the call maintained an eerie silence. Regaining composure, I inquired, Sir, would it be okay if I borrowed one of the wheels from your car?" Identifying myself as Bob, I attempted to maintain a facade of confidence. Abruptly, the truth came crashing down. Ethan's countenance transformed from amusement to dread, for I had inadvertently mentioned his actual name. Instinctively, I hung up the phone, seeking refuge in the riddle's unraveling. The enigma remained unresolved as we huddled before a computer, fervently seeking to decipher the puzzle of extracting a name from a phone number. Bewildered by the speed at which Ethan's name had been unveiled, we resorted to posting our query on Yahoo Answers, only to find no parallel experiences. Despite the inclination to inform Ethan's father, he demurred, wary of defying his parents' directive against having guests over. The living room was designated as our sleeping quarters, and as the unresolved puzzle slipped from our immediate concerns, we resumed watching our abandoned movie. A distant memory rekindled when a creaking storm door and a fumbling doorknob breached the hushed night. The TV's glow faded as Ethan and I exchanged apprehensive glances. Stealthily advancing toward the window, I parted the blinds and locked eyes with an imposing figure outside. Startled by my gaze, he shifted his attention, locking his piercing stare onto me before vanishing into the shadows. A wave of panic overcame me as I dashed back to Ethan. Fear-stricken, we took refuge in the kitchen, attuned to every echo in the quietude. The gate to the backyard squeaked open, inciting a guttural curse as realization struck Ethan's back door had been inadvertently left ajar. Terror tugged at my heartstrings as I dashed to rectify my mistake. However, my mission halted abruptly as a haunting silhouette appeared outside the back door, peering in with a disconcerting intensity. I held my breath, praying to remain unnoticed. The intruder gained access, his footsteps echoing ominously as he probed his surroundings. A plan forged within our panic-ridden minds led us to Ethan's room. Concealing ourselves beneath the bed, we shrouded our presence with the cloth obscuring the bed's base. Doors downstairs groaned open, inching closer to the stairs. Each advancing step heralded our impending confrontation. The footfalls ascended, reaching the landing just beyond the room's entrance. The door yielded to the trespasser's touch, opening a gateway to our hiding place. My heart pounded like a relentless drum, and Ethan's erratic breathing risked discovery. Seeking to muffle his breaths, I clamped my hand over his mouth. Silence reigned as time stretched agonizingly. Had he departed, or was he lurking among us, a spectral specter of dread? The ominous pause finally broke with a soul-chilling scream, a sound that etched itself indelibly upon my consciousness. A desperate struggle ensued, culminating in Ethan being dragged from his haven beneath the bed. Fueled by terror and adrenaline, I seized a screwdriver and launched myself at the assailant, thrusting the makeshift weapon into his back. A guttural cry erupted, releasing Ethan from his captor's grasp. We fled, racing into the night, diving into the obscurity of the woods, every rustling leaf amplifying our dread. We concealed ourselves behind a bush, breathless and trembling, our eyes locked onto the darkened house. Footsteps prowled nearby, the intruder's presence an unshakable specter. Our hearts pounded in synchrony as our would-be captor's pursuit took an unpredictable turn. He vanished into the night, leaving us to grapple with the horrors we had barely escaped. The passage of 5 years has wrought silence, no ominous knocks, no chilling encounters. The connection between the enigmatic phone call and the harrowing break-in remains elusive, a puzzle tantalizingly unresolved. Yet, the scars of that night serve as a reminder of the fragile boundary between safety and the abyss of darkness. During my college years, I embarked on a daring adventure, a solo backpacking trip into the vast Canadian wilderness. It was an opportunity for self-discovery, a chance to immerse myself in the untamed beauty of nature. Little did I know that this expedition would unravel a series of unsettling events, forever altering my perception of solitude. Venturing deep into the wilderness, I found myself utterly alone, surrounded by an untouched expanse of wilderness. The nearest town lay a 3-hour bus ride away, leaving me truly isolated. Over the course of 7 days, I encountered only one other soul, a distant figure navigating the tranquil waters in a canoe. This solitude both captivated and unnerved me, heightening my senses to the hidden dangers that lurked beyond the trees. Equipped with disposable cameras, relics of a pre-digital era, I aimed to capture the raw beauty that enveloped me. Nature's grandeur unfolded before my lens, picturesque landscapes forever imprinted on film. However, as I delved deeper into my collection of developed photos, my sense of wonder would transform into abject terror. Halfway through my first camera, amidst the standard nature shots, I stumbled upon 2 chilling photographs, one of myself sound asleep in my tent, cocooned within my sleeping bag. The shock of this discovery coursed through me like an electric jolt, shattering the tranquility that had cloaked my journey. How were these pictures taken? Who had captured such intimate moments without my knowledge? The revelation sent me spiraling into a state of sheer panic, a breakdown fueled by fear and confusion. To this day, the source of those photographs remains a mystery, their origins lost in the enigmatic wilderness. The trauma inflicted by this discovery runs deep, forever altering my perception of camping and leaving an indelible mark on my psyche. Since that fateful trip, I have shunned the idea of camping altogether. Instead, I seek solace in the familiar confines of my own home, where doors remain open, yet curtains are perpetually drawn, an attempt to ward off the residual paranoia that lingers. The unnerving notion that an unseen observer still watches from the shadows gnaws at my sanity, a constant reminder of the violation I experienced in the wilderness. Another unsettling encounter stands etched in my memory, further cementing my unease with venturing into the unknown. On a separate occasion, my boyfriend and I decided to embark on a secluded camping trip to the gorge, craving a chance for uninterrupted quality time. Straying from our usual group outings, we sought solace in each other's company. As we exited our car, preparing our gear for the mile-long hike to our chosen camping spot, our tranquility was shattered by the sudden appearance of 2 dubious figures emerging from the trailhead. Their shifty demeanor and disconcerting presence sent a wave of unease washing over us. Hastily, they cast suspicious glances in our direction before retreating to their old-school Volkswagen camper van. Though my instincts screamed caution, I dismissed the lingering unease as mere paranoia, attempting to quell the rising apprehension within me. We pressed on, determined to salvage our romantic getaway amidst the untamed beauty of nature. However, the shadow of unease followed us, casting a pall over our camping experience. Lingering doubts and a nagging sense of foreboding tainted what should have been moments of serenity. The serenade of rustling leaves and whispering wind now held an ominous undertone. In the end, it was the cumulative weight of these unnerving encounters that led me to abandon the wilderness, forever severed from the solace it once promised. The allure of uncharted territories pales in comparison to the deep-seated fear that has taken root within me. I seek refuge in the familiar, where the boundaries of safety can be controlled and the lingering specter of the unknown can be kept at bay. The wilderness, once a realm of enchantment and exploration, has become a place of dark secrets and unspoken fears. The encroachment upon my privacy through unexplained photographs and encounters with questionable individuals has forever altered my perception of solitude, forcing me to find solace within the confined comfort of my own home. Today, I bring you a tale that will send shivers down your spine. Prepare yourselves for a journey into the unknown as we delve into the depths of a chilling mystery that revolves around an eerie photograph in an abandoned house. In the heart of a desolate neighborhood, there stood a forsaken block of houses, condemned to meet their inevitable fate, demolition. Among these crumbling structures lay a peculiar house, its windows and doors sealed tight, warding off curious souls like an impenetrable fortress. Little did anyone know that within these walls, a haunting presence lurked, waiting to reveal its secrets. It was on a night much like any other, filled with adrenaline and a thirst for adventure, that my best friend and I decided to explore the forbidden. Armed with only a digital camera and a fearless spirit, we ventured into the dilapidated realm, unaware of the chilling encounter that awaited us. As we journeyed through the decaying houses, documenting the remnants of forgotten lives, we stumbled upon a window that offered a glimpse into the unknown. With bated breath, we captured a photograph, never anticipating the supernatural entity that would reveal itself within its confines. The photograph captured more than just a moment in time. It immortalized a woman draped in a tattered brown raincoat, her ghostly visage etched with a sadness that pierced the very core of our souls. But how could this be? No woman had been present when the picture was taken, and the window itself had been sealed shut, a prisoner to the abandoned house's decay. Determined to unravel the enigma, we embarked on a quest to revisit the abandoned house, searching for answers that lay shrouded in darkness. What secrets would we uncover within those walls? And what would the haunting photograph ultimately reveal about the tragic tale that unfolded within? Join us, brave souls, as we step into the unknown, driven by an insatiable curiosity to unearth the truth behind the haunting photograph, unraveling the mystery of the abandoned house. Together, we will confront the inexplicable, confront the supernatural, and confront the very essence of fear itself. Prepare yourselves for a bone-chilling experience like no other. Welcome to Horror Haunt by JJ. A few years ago, a strange and unforgettable incident occurred involving my best friend. It was a night when we were both 15 years old and had decided to have a sleepover at his house after indulging in a marathon of spine-chilling horror movies. Fueled by the thrill of the films, we yearned for something more exhilarating. Not too far from my friend's house, there stood a dilapidated block of houses in a desolate state, slated for demolition in just a couple of days. The local government had made plans to clear the area to make room for new residences. The entire site was enclosed by a sturdy fence, and warning signs were plastered everywhere, cautioning people to keep away. The houses, once homes to families, were now sealed shut with wooden planks, denying entry to anyone who dared to venture inside. Curiosity beckoned us, and we couldn't resist the temptation to explore the forbidden realm. We decided to take a leisurely stroll through the old block and capture some random photographs as mementos of this extraordinary adventure. My friend was aware of a secret entry point into the block, so we made our way there with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Upon reaching the spot, we soon discovered that every single house had been securely boarded up. It seemed like an impenetrable fortress, thwarting our aspirations of uncovering the mysteries hidden within. However, our determination refused to waver, and as luck would have it, we stumbled upon a house with a window on the top floor that appeared to be inadequately secured. Our curiosity got the better of us, and we couldn't resist the opportunity to peer inside. Through that slightly ajar window, we glimpsed into a room shrouded in eerie darkness. With a sense of intrigue mingled with fear, we decided to capture a photograph using my trusty digital camera. Little did we know that this decision would lead us down a path we never could have anticipated. Returning to the safety of my friend's house, we eagerly loaded the pictures onto a computer to relive the night's escapades. As we scrolled through the images, a particular photograph caught our attention, leaving us utterly dumbfounded. There, in the image of the window we had photographed, stood a woman. She wore a tattered brown raincoat, her skin as pale as snow, and her hair, jet black and flowing down to her waist. Her countenance appeared hauntingly sad, as if carrying the weight of an indescribable sorrow. Confusion and disbelief overwhelmed us, for we distinctly remembered that no woman had been present when we clicked the photo. Furthermore, the very window and door through which we had peered had been firmly barricaded with planks. Our minds swirled with questions, desperately seeking logical explanations for this inexplicable phenomenon. Driven by a relentless curiosity, we resolved to return to the abandoned house to investigate the truth behind the mysterious apparition. As we cautiously approached, our hearts pounding in anticipation, we confirmed that our initial observation had been accurate. Every entrance and exit was still securely tied shut, leaving no possibility for anyone to have entered or exited the premises. It was as if the woman we had seen existed solely within the confines of that ethereal photograph. We were left grappling with an enigma that defied conventional understanding. Who was this melancholic woman, trapped within the frozen frame of a photograph? What had led her to wander within the forsaken walls of that decrepit house? Countless theories and conjectures swirled within our minds, yet no definitive answers emerged. To this day, the memory of that night lingers, etched into our minds as an unsolved mystery. The photograph remains a haunting reminder of an encounter with the inexplicable, a testament to the existence of realms beyond our comprehension. It serves as a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary experiences occur when we dare to venture into the unknown, where reality and the supernatural collide, leaving us with more questions than answers. We delve into a series of spine-tingling encounters that unfold within the safety of our own homes. Prepare yourselves for the harrowing tale of nightmarish encounters when home becomes a haunting trap. A year and a half ago, nestled in the midst of an unforgiving snowstorm, a young couple sought solace in a vacation mobile home. Little did they know that this seemingly idyllic retreat would soon transform into a nightmare beyond their darkest imaginings. The couple, cozying up next to the heater, found solace in each other's company. They were surrounded by an ocean of forests, a desolate landscape that stretched in every direction. With a broken lock on their door, their only barrier from the outside world was a feeble wooden door, fortified by a makeshift blockade of cinder blocks. As they lost themselves in the flickering glow of late-night television, an eerie silence was shattered by a disturbing sound. It penetrated the stillness, raising the hairs on their necks and sending shivers down their spines. An unsettling feeling crept over them, urging them to investigate the source of their unease. Listening intently, they muted the TV, straining their ears to discern the origin of the mysterious noise. It resembled someone rummaging through the shed nearby, a sound that seemed out of place amidst the tranquility of their secluded sanctuary. Unease gripped their hearts as they confronted the possibility that they were not alone. Acting on instinct, the couple ventured to the windows, peering into the darkness. Illuminated by the porch light, they discovered a trail of footprints etched in the snow, unequivocally human. Their hearts pounded in unison as the footprints led toward the backyard, a haunting revelation that someone had trespassed upon their solitude. Fear surged within them, yet a fierce determination to protect themselves and their sanctuary took hold. Armed with their instincts and their grandfather's hunting rifle, they erected a barricade of cinder blocks, sealing off the vulnerable entryway. Every blind was drawn shut, and the lights extinguished as they sought refuge in the bedroom, huddled together, awaiting an unknown threat. A deafening thud echoed through the air as the intruder pounded on the front door, their malevolence palpable. The couple's hearts raced, their breaths shallow as they braced themselves for the impending breach. In that moment, the world stood still as the assailant, thwarted by their barricade, retreated into the shadows. The night wore on, the young couple clinging to their weapon and each other, their senses heightened by fear. With the dawn's first light, they seized the opportunity to escape their violated sanctuary. As they departed, an ominous trail of footprints leading into the woods served as a chilling reminder of the horrors they narrowly evaded. The mobile home, forever tainted by the memory of that fateful night, remains an unwelcome reminder of the darkness that can invade our sanctuaries. The couple, scarred by their ordeal, vowed never to return, opting to leave behind the chilling memories that haunted their every thought. Join me as we embark on a journey into the realm of home invasions and hidden terrors. In nightmarish encounters, when home becomes a haunting trap, we explore the fragility of our perceived safety and the resilience that arises from the depths of our souls. Join us on a suspenseful journey through the chilling events of nightmares on Route 20. A traveler sets out on a road trip from Chicago to Boston to support a family member participating in the Boston Marathon. Little did they know that this seemingly routine drive would descend into a harrowing nightmare. As the weary traveler navigates the expansive stretch of Route 20, the longest highway in the United States, they encounter a series of unsettling events. The desolate road and late hour amplify the tension, setting the stage for a terrifying ordeal. In the dead of night, with sparse traffic and exhaustion creeping in, the traveler notices headlights rapidly approaching in their rearview mirror. An unknown driver tailgates them aggressively, prompting a series of nerve-wracking maneuvers to escape their unwelcome presence. The stranger matches their speed, making it clear that this is no ordinary encounter. Driven by fear, the traveler tries to outpace their pursuer, only to find the menacing vehicle mirroring their every move. A sense of dread intensifies as the pursuit grows increasingly hostile. The pickup truck's flashing lights and reckless maneuvers send shivers down the traveler's spine, hinting at a malevolent intent. As panic takes hold, the traveler desperately searches for assistance. To their dismay, the desolate highway offers no respite, with no other vehicles or signs of life in sight. With each passing mile, the situation escalates, pushing the traveler to the edge of despair. In a heart-pounding twist, the pursuer's truck finally forces a confrontation. A hair-raising encounter unfolds at a red light, where the traveler comes face-to-face with three ominous figures wearing vendetta masks. The unsettling gazes of these masked individuals serve as a chilling reminder of the danger that lurks on this isolated road. Summoning every ounce of courage, the traveler defies their pursuers, making a daring escape onto the main road, where the presence of other vehicles provides a glimmer of hope. The relentless chase comes to an abrupt halt, leaving the traveler shaken and fearing for their life. With the memory of the incident etched in their mind, the traveler seeks refuge, sharing their cautionary tale with loved ones. The chilling encounter serves as a stark reminder of the dangers that can hide in the shadows, urging everyone to remain vigilant when traveling alone at night. Prepare to be captivated by Nightmares on Route 20, a gripping account that will make your heart race and leave you questioning the sinister forces that can lurk within the darkness of a desolate highway.